Powered by the Montana Television Network. This is the 5:30 News on Q2, Montana's news leader.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us. I'm Janelle Slade. Russ is off tonight. Emergency responders, victims, and mass chaos. A scene you might have noticed in downtown Billings today. All of it to train our emergency responders across the community to work together and save lives if the unthinkable does play out in Yellowstone County. Now, both local hospitals, law enforcement, and more than a dozen other emergency response teams took part in today's preparedness drill. The drill to test response to an active shooter and a large number of victims left behind. Q2's Jenny Fick got a unique perspective of the drill, volunteering as a victim.
We're here to practice a mass casualty situation that would cause a significant influx of patients into our hospital, that some may be critically injured, and to test our capacity to handle that situation.
Volunteers were given cards describing various injuries. My character had suffered a gunshot wound to the abdomen and the thigh.
So you're not really.
In some situations, such as the Vegas shooting tragedy, victims were arriving in numbers and not always in an emergency vehicle.
They show up in a private vehicle, they walk in, and so trying to recognize that, and then how do we activate our disaster system to get going.
Staff must be able to manage a large number of trauma victims incoming.
We really realize that we need to expand it outside the ER, into the hospital, move patients around, see what we can do, and really stress our systems.
This would be in addition to providing care to the already high level of patients in the hospital due to cold and flu season.
It goes all the way from the OR to the ICU to distribution, because we got to have extra equipment and beds. So it's absolutely a hospital-wide process.
This drill allows them to see what they need to change, what is working, as well as limit the emotional response in such a chaotic situation. It allows them to see what they need to change, what is working, as well as limit the emotional response in such a chaotic situation.
I just have a lot of confidence in the physicians and nurses and staff members that they'll be able to think through the process. Obviously, none of us would ever want this to happen, but we just want to be ready for our community and obviously provide compassionate care, but a very high level of care, even a very chaotic situation like today.
As the first trauma victim to arrive until I made it up to the OR, it was less than 15 minutes, which proves just how truly important these drills are in preparation for a real emergency. In Billings, Jenny Fick, MTN News.
All right, thanks so much, Jenny. Now moving to the weather scene where a real emergency is about to play out across the Midwest, potentially leaving the edge of its wrath right here in our region, Bob.
Once again, we're just right at the edge of this, so we're going to catch part of it, but not the big kahuna. Let me show you what we're talking about. It's this low pressure cell that's producing a lot of snow out in western Montana. It's going to start pushing some more rainfall into the Billings area probably later tonight. Then eventually, as that low drops into Wyoming, it's going to start pulling some colder air from Canada over that rainfall, and then that's going to change it over to snow by tomorrow morning in the Billings area and across much of eastern Montana. Now, that whole low pressure cell continues to move into the Central Plains, and that's going to be a very bad blizzard in that area. In fact, the whole thing will start moving up towards Minneapolis and places like that. So let me show you how much snow we're going to get out of it. Here in the Billings area, latest computer models are saying maybe 4 to 6 inches of snow for the Billings area. Sheridan, 14 to 20, that's what it says. And Rapid City, about 10 to 14. Over there by Minneapolis, maybe more like 6 to 10 inches. Sioux Falls, about 10 to 14 inches of snow. It's a big honking snowstorm, and it's moving right into the plains. We just caught the edge of it. We'll have more on our forecast in a few more minutes.
All right, thanks so much, Bob. In Carbon County, authorities are now releasing the name of a man killed in a rollover crash near the Wyoming border yesterday afternoon and details behind the accident. 31-year-old Shane Bauer of Worland, Wyoming died when his car went off the road and rolled on Highway 310. Montana Highway Patrol Trooper Andrew Barbera says Bauer's vehicle initially went off the right side of the road. Bauer overcorrected his truck, crossed back over the road, overcorrected again, and then drove off the right-hand side of the road. Now, the pickup truck rolled multiple times, the force ejecting Bauer. Now, Trooper Barbera says Bauer was not wearing his seatbelt and speed is believed to be a factor. Well, the Billings Police Department tonight warning the public to not fall for a scam that's going around. Q2 Zoe Zandora is standing by now with information that you need to know. Zoe.
That's right, Janelle. It was brought to the department's attention that people here in Billings have been receiving calls for donations from a group claiming to have purchased canines for the Billings Police Department. Do not fall for it. This is a scam. Billings police saying to please not give any personal or financial information out over the phone, and to feel free to contact them with any questions if you have doubts concerning solicitors claiming to be supporting the police department. I spoke with Billings Police Lieutenant Brandon Woolley, and he says unfortunately these calls are almost impossible to trace.
So a lot of these scams are using like voice over internet protocol phones, so you can't trace them. They're oftentimes out of state, maybe even out of country, so they're almost virtually impossible to trace.
Woolley says the donations the department has received are from ConocoPhillips Shields and a private citizen in the community who has provided money to help fund the dogs. Janelle?
All right. Thanks so much, Zoe. On the other side of the state, it's been more action than talk on the topic of climate change in Missoula County. And last night, the city of Missoula continued that commitment of going green. Even with some mixed emotions during the public comment period, City Council unanimously voted to adopt a resolution to move the city's electricity to a 100% clean, renewable source by 2030. Now, this is a formal commitment to renewable electricity community-wide in the next 10 years and makes Missoula the first Montana city to move away from fossil fuels. Those against the move say they are being forced down a path with only one option. However, council members argue it actually allows for more choices. Missoula gets most of its electricity from Northwestern Energy, which is also paving a long-term plan for how it produces energy.
The majority of our power comes from Northwest Energy, and right now Northwest Energy is trying to get a bill through the legislature that will allow them to buy another 150 megawatts of coal power. That is moving in the exact opposite direction of what this resolution is trying to address.
Missoula has now become one of 117 cities across the country to establish the 100% clean, renewable energy plan. While Montana lawmakers are deciding the big budget issues like Medicaid expansion, education, and infrastructure, our elected officials are working on plenty of other issues as well in the final 3 weeks. One of those is whether and how Montana would legalize sports betting. MTN's Mike Dennison has more.
Last spring, the U.S. Supreme Court legalized sports betting nationwide, striking down a federal law that barred it in most states. Now, Montana is one of several states deciding whether to legalize it on a local level.
You could bet on anything from season-long championships to daily sports to actually in-game betting based on plays and so forth. And this is across the board from every sport from football to tennis to NASCAR.
State Senator Mark Blaisdell of Kalispell is sponsoring one of 2 bills to legalize sports betting in Montana. His would allow sportsbook operators to be licensed by the state and operate through kiosks at local taverns or other establishments that already have other legalized gambling.
For the taverns, it's an exciting thing for them to be able to have another addition of a way to bring people into their establishments, maybe a different form of customer that they traditionally don't have.
The other bill is from Democratic State Representative Ryan Lynch of Butte to allow the state lottery to arrange with its vendor to offer sports betting through machines also at existing casino outlets. Both Blaisdell and Lynch say the 2 forms can exist side by side and compete for business.
It's one of those things where it's another product that's offered through the lottery, and it's a thing that's happening already, and so we might as well capture the revenue and legalize it.
How much revenue? The state is only guessing at this point, but estimates that together the 2 proposals could bring in $2 million in annual tax revenue by 2021.
This isn't a big cash boom to the state because the payoff is so much higher than most other gambling activities.
Both bills are still alive and haven't faced much opposition so far.
But I think it's an exciting time for Montana. There's a lot of different proposals that are being debated up here, and we'll see what comes out in the final days.
Reporting from Helena, Mike Dennison, MTN News.
And Mike says both bills have passed through at least one house and will have floor votes coming up soon. A Montana lottery player who won big has not yet come forward. The winning ticket for the Lucky for Life game was sold at the Holiday Station on Northwest Bypass in Great Falls. Now the prize is $1,000 a day for life. That's estimated at $5.7 million total, or more, depending on how long you or your beneficiary lives. Now, the winner was drawn on April 8th. The odds of winning this prize are 1 in 30.8 million. Up next on tonight's 5:30 News, Montana Senator Steve Daines trying to give pharmacy executives a taste of their own medicine as he pushes for more affordable prescriptions. And in sports tonight, Scott says Q2's athletes of the week are big reasons why West could be unbeatable this track and field season.
You're watching MTN News with Janelle Slade and Russ Riesinger. Storm Tracker weather with Bob McGuire. And sports with Scott Breen. This is the 5:30 News on Q2, Montana's news leader.